I get shit done, I have fun. It's my time and I'm the one. I'm breaking through.
Welcome to another episode of The Business Renovator. I'm your host, Coach Phil. Today's topic, how to be the leader that produces success for others. It's going to be interesting. This guy likes to talk. Pretty powerful individual, and I will happy to bring Sean on here in a little bit. But before I do that, thanks for being here and watching us live today. If you are, that's awesome. If you're not and you're watching it on the replay, that's awesome too. Hashtag replay. Let us know where you're watching us from. If you've got a comment or a question that you want to direct at us, something you like, something you would like to see in the future, let us know. That's how things get improved. And of course, please share this out with your community to wherever you are on social media. This is going on LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. So if you're hanging out with us there, please share it with other people. And we'd be really appreciative and grateful if you would be able to subscribe to our YouTube channel so that more people can get some of the nuggets and gems that my wonderful guests provide us every time we have a show. But for now, I have a shameless plug, and at the end of it, it's actually a free offer. So hang in here as I go find it. Hey, welcome back. So I'm one of just a few hundred excellent executive coaches, sales trainers, personal development trainers, and business coaches. So if you have a question and you would like to take advantage of the complimentary business growth course so you can do your own self-assessment, go to coachphil.ca, top right side, there's a button, click on that. That'll give you access to the assessment, answer the questions, you'll get a report, and you're off to the races. If you want an additional assistance with that, we can have a complimentary 30-minute coaching call, no strings attached. And if I'm not the right guy or gal for you, I can make an introduction to one of my peers around the globe. So that's it for that. And it is free, no credit card required. So today we're talking about how to be the leader that produces success for others. When life throws you lemons, it's best to make lemonade. I was fortunate to have met Sean, who's our guest today, Sean Litvak, an amazing individual, amazing man who has had on several occasions an opportunity to turn lemons into lemonade. These were challenges that had shown up for him, and he's a man of faith, and he believed in lemonade in his own way. And he took on those challenges that came his way during the lockdown by turning his business activities to be a leader, inspiring others to thrive in the uncertainties of the pandemic. So I've known him for a couple of years now, and he did this virtually and in person. He faced a serious life-threatening challenge. We may hear about that today. And damn it, he survived it. Yes, that's awesome. And when he sets his mind on a goal, one that drives him, he is relentless. I know. You should have seen him try and get on the show. I'm just kidding. I'm happy to have him on here. So we're going to learn from Sean's powerful faith-based experience a little bit, but you're going to learn more about the book that came out of all of this. This is some of the lemonade that he's created for us today. So if you will learn, what you'll learn from him is an Orison Swett Martin quote. It's our get-to-itiveness and stick-to-itiveness. That's easy for me not to say. Stick-to-itiveness to be able to continue and forge on and get the things that you're looking at getting. So one of the things he wanted to do is become an author. So he is. And he's going to tell you he's hit a milestone when we get to that part. But let's not wait any longer. You don't want to just see me. You want to meet the infamous Sean Litvak. There we are, Litvak. Welcome.
Hey, Coach Phil. How are you today?
I'm actually wonderful with a U. So
And I've never been called infamous before. That is a new
there
title.
you go. Well, you earned it. And your book that you've put your heart and soul into will support you on your trek there. But we met in this, and I was going to put the logo up, but I'm not that savvy, and I don't have a digital copy of it. And I forgot to ask our buddy Kellen to send it to me, or somebody else who had it, so we could put it up and show
Sure.
everybody what it is. But we became part. Excuse me. We became part of a terrific group as the result of the COVID challenges we were all facing. And the group's called Megamind. And at the time, we were hanging out and supporting each other twice a week, and really helping to keep our spirits and our confidence and our help us with the stick to itiveness and get to itiveness stuff, right? And you're just one of the many powerful individuals that's part of that group. We still hang out, not as rigorously as we used to, but we still hang out and support each other as best we can. So, what's one of the things that you like of being in the meeting all those terrific people in the Megamind group?
So, being a part of Megamind, it just really opened up my eyes. It was, the pandemic hit on March 13th or whatever it was. I think was the exact date when President Trump told everyone to stay home. And a few weeks later, I found Jeffrey Gitomer at 9:59 a.m. going live every day on Facebook. And it was funny because you started seeing the same people's names commenting on things and Jeffrey calling them out. And when the group ended up starting, where we would get together on Mondays and Fridays, on Mondays to talk about our goals for the week, and on Fridays to discuss what we had actually achieved and things that we had found out. It was really encouraging because, I had started a new job at that point, and I had to do what nobody likes doing, I think, is making cold calls. And I had to do it in the middle of a global pandemic. And to hear about how people, motivated individuals, were, like you said, taking the lemon and turning it into lemonade and doing different things and following each other on video, just this whole thing with video that we've all mastered at one level or another. Um, dare I say, I don't know if I would do near as much video now if it wasn't for the pandemic. And I know for sure I would not do near as much video and even have the same type of goals that I'm pursuing if it wasn't for Megamind and the group of 23 or 24 of us.
Yeah, I echo your feedback there. I was kind of dancing and playing around with doing some video, but I didn't have a real huge drive to get her done. And when the pandemic hit, now things changed, turned everything upside down, and gave us an opportunity to hunker down and hide and hope like heck it would work out for us, or to be like you and I are, proactive and make it better. So make some lemonade. And I did the same thing as a result of that video challenge that we were given by and supported by the group of people in this Megamind. So Megamind was and still remains a powerful mastermind where we had some heated banter the other day, which was all good because it churns stuff up, gets us thinking. And not everybody in our group has the same philosophy. I'm kind of more in line with Alan, but I still think it's cool you're on my show because we're all uniquely wonderful. And you doing what you're doing to, like, you just scored a big well, you said it wasn't a big deal, but to the company, they're happy you were able to find a client, bring it to closure, and make them happy by the services that you provide with your cleaning company, right?
Sure. Absolutely.
And the pandemic gave us an opportunity to find ways to get, as my song says, shit done. And we helped each other get more stuff done in that group. That's what I got out of it.
Well, and it's interesting, I'll tell you, because when the pandemic hit, I saw lots of people that I knew locally starting to post videos. And I had been posting on social media for easily 10 years, at times relentlessly, posting leadership thoughts, leadership snippets, long form written things out. Then I saw three people in an association that I was in posting short videos about what they were doing, just little 30-second videos. And I knew that I needed to do that. And I was absolutely terrified to go before the camera and do that. And with a mind, I'm not sure if you remember this, but the one rule we had in our Facebook group was that we couldn't type anything. Everything had to be a video. And that was how we communicated initially. Nobody typed anything, it was all videos.
Yeah, I can relate to that. Didn't like seeing myself on the video. I was taking just before that, I started taking another coaching program. In what we had, it was to help coach others to present from a stage, and our training required us to create a video and send it into our the group that was certifying, giving going to give us our certification at the end. So you know what? I hated it so much. What I ended up doing is I get the camera on me, and then I would block out the video. I couldn't see the screen, so then I was just talking. And took that crazy talk about seeing and hearing myself, and watch my lip goes funny, and I don't look that good. Well, the way you see me is the way everybody sees me, but the way I see me is way different than that. Up until now, I'm more comfortable with it. So I totally get where you're coming from with that. And out of that, you created your own show, LLL, wasn't it?
Litvak Leadership Live on the day after Labor Day in 2020. I started live streaming because we were still locked down at that point.
Yeah.
They said people could go out, but businesses were still locked down and people did not want to meet in person. And it was very difficult to get people on the phone. So to generate eyeballs, to generate awareness, I started interviewing subject matter experts 5 days a week, Monday through Friday at 3 p.m. And I did that 5 days a week, probably until about February of 21. And then I went to a weekly format. And for the most part, it's been every week. There's been some at different times. I've changed the days around. There's been times where I've taken a little break from it, like in the month of January this year. I did not interview anyone, but we're starting up again next Friday, February 10th at 12:30 p.m. Like I said, on Friday, and I'll be interviewing Ben Gay III. And what I really like about this is, one, I've had the opportunity to talk to over 175 subject matter experts on leadership and their individual industries and niches. And two, I've got a notebook of all the notes that I've taken from every single person. And it's just a wealth of information that I've been able to glean from people.
You just stole one of the reasons why I do what I do, because unlike you, I'm not I do write a little bit, but I'm not writing a lot right now. I'm not writing anything right now. But you know what? I can have all of this transcribed and take the nuggets out of it. So the thing I like most about what I'm doing is hearing the stories from people like you. Like, where did you come from? What did you do? Why are you doing what you're doing? And I may not get out to all those questions, but I get to learn more about the individual. And sometimes it's confirming I'm on the right path. Sometimes it's reminding me I forgot stuff. Sometimes it's a brand new idea,
Mm-hmm.
but it's all good. It can't be bad. And what I tell people about this is this T. Harv Eker quote: "Every master was once a disaster." And when I go back and look, and I haven't done it in a long time, but when I go back and even think about the early versions of the Business Renovator, the background on the graphics and all, they've all evolved. And I was a bit of a disaster when it came to being a host on live stream. Anyway, you can't get better by doing something. You eventually will get better. Your confidence rises and your competencies. Did you find that true for you as well?
Oh, Absolutely. I mean, Phil, if people were to go to your YouTube channel and scroll all the way back to your first videos where you were
Oh,
interviewing people, I bet you didn't have this nice stylized background. And
no.
I remember when you used to have um, the background immediately behind you, and you know how when people are on video and sometimes it like wavers around
Yeah, yeah,
their
yeah.
head, you don't have that anymore. I've always gone with a natural background because with the bald head, the whole wavering thing um, is just terrible and ugly. Yes, I will tell you that anyone that cannot look back on their life and see where they have grown, I would just ask you, what have you been doing? Early in my career, I was very, very self focused on wanting to prove myself. I am sure that has come from personal issues. And I'm not ashamed to say that because we've all got personal issues of one sort or another. But what I've come to realize over my career, and frankly, writing my book really helped me understand myself and improve in this way is that I've got nothing to prove to anyone but me. And on top of that, when I'm leading people, I need to be concerned about getting to know them and finding out what their dreams, goals, and aspirations are, and seeing how I can support them while at the same time supporting the mission and goal of the organization that we are all a part of. So it's a real shift for me because initially in my leadership journey, I had zero training. I was incredibly self focused and was to where I am now. And I do know that there's still room for more improvement. It's like two different people.
Yeah, one of the things I'm in the coaching space, so I get to hang out with people like you all the time and various different styles of communicating. And I work with sellers, which are the sales professionals. I work with their sales managers. I work with the leaders of the companies, VPs, etc., C-suite, and leadership isn't something that's naturally inherent in most of us. Some grew up in a family where they were coached, mentored, and brought up with leadership capabilities. But for the most part, what ends up happening with being promoted into a leadership role in sales or a leadership role in a management position, they get put there because they're really good at doing their tasks. They're really good,
Yeah.
skillful people in the work that they're doing that supports the service offering for the company or the organization they're working with. But when it put them in a position of leadership, guiding and motivating, inspiring, uh, coaching, and directing, that's out of their wheelhouse. So it's good for me because we have a way to help people do that. How have you evolved and developed your leadership skills?
I as I think about it, I have to give you three quick stories. One, the first time I was promoted into leadership, um, where I was in a telemarketing type situation, and I was promoted over two individuals, and my boss was an individual that would scream at people.
Huh.
So when I wasn't yelling at people, he said I wasn't leading them, and I just couldn't bring myself to yell at people like that. The next situation is when I was promoted into leadership in the janitorial industry. It was almost tongue in cheek punishment because I had outsold our operation. So I was told, "You think you're so smart and so good? We're going to have you run the operation now in addition to selling." And I didn't get, and I got great technical training as far as janitorial services and janitorial operations, but I didn't get so much training on leadership. And the leadership training that I've gotten over the years is really something that I have had to go out and pursue myself. Um, I would make a few recommendations for people as to how to find leadership training. First of all, As Coach Phil said, I am a man of faith. And I would encourage people to dig into their Bible. And a great place to start would be in the book of Hebrews, chapter 11. And in that chapter, it lists all sorts of figures from the Bible and situations they had to overcome. And I would encourage you to look at those individuals and then go read their biographies in the Bible and see how they led as an example. Secondly, to find both actual mentors and virtual mentors. Find people that are leading in a way that you influence you and you have seen the fruit of. Look in your circle, your either immediate circle or your further out circle, for people that you can spend time with, whether it's quarterly going to lunch, once a month going to lunch, something to just pick their brain. And also, when I say virtual mentors, who are you listening to? Who are you watching? I mean, you hear about people binge watching shows. I'm a big Star Trek fan, and my wife and I will watch and rewatch Star Trek and various science fiction and action shows. But at the same time, we know that that is just an escape. I'm very big on listening to Motiversity on YouTube or Evan Carmichael videos where different people are speaking about how they achieve things. I'm also focused on my faith. I listen to Pastor Bob Rogers, I listen to Kenneth Copeland, and I listen to Joel Osteen because they encourage and have me, they put the carrot before me to be the best me that I can be. And third, I would encourage, or fourth, I guess it would be at this point, to grow your own leadership journey, you have got to be involved with an immediate circle of friends, or what many people call a mastermind group. I was blessed that I fell into Megamind, but I would encourage you to look at people that you know and talk to them about either getting together in person to chat, virtually to chat, or some other way. Begin with just 2 or 3 people until you can open it up to others. But you are what you eat, and it's not just about food. It's about what you read, what you listen to, and who you associate with.
Yeah, I totally agree. Hi, Kellen. And how the heck are you?
Ellen.
Good to see you. She's one of us, Mega Minders. Talk about somebody with a vision and stick to itiveness and get to itiveness. She's certainly done that. But
Indeed.
I don't disagree with much of what you said. Actually, nothing.
With much. So there is some disagreement.
A little bit, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Having a mentor, hiring a coach, it's a good thing to do. And if you hire a coach or a mentor instead of picking their brain for free, this is a little rub from my side of the table because I'm in that profession. Because I have had people that just want to pick your brain. And when you ask them to invest in picking your brain, they don't want to pick your brain no more. So what I would say is find somebody, if you can get it, you'll get what you get. If in many cases, free is the value is represented there. But getting into a mastermind group,
I don't to agree with you. I did pay a coach last year, where I went through a 90-day program with them, and it was tailored to me. And so I was willing to put my money where my ambition was. And it made a huge difference in how I did things. And I've also had the experience where people have come to me and asked me to help them through things. And it's been somewhat of a coaching relationship. And what I've discovered is if people don't pay you, when you tell them, okay, go think about this and come back in a week and let's talk about it, they don't do the work. So I'll have an initial conversation with someone to help them right their ship. But if they want to meet with me regularly, I'm going to charge people because people just don't engage unless they've got some skin in the game.
Exactly where I was going. So the more skin in the game, the faster you'll learn. Whether you hire a coach or you make an investment, the faster you lose the money, the quicker the lesson comes. I'm not saying put your money into lose. You should put your money into to gain, to be better, to serve yourself and other people. However,
Absolutely.
not everything's a winning strategy. Even getting the right coach cannot be. Sometimes you get the wrong coach, and then you need to cut and find somebody else. But don't just cut and quit just because it's uncomfortable. Because if it's not uncomfortable, you're not growing. So time is running really rapidly out in our lives and on this show. So I do like a lot of what you're talking about. Hanging out with the right kind of people, following what your beliefs are, be true to yourself, and be open to getting feedback, because in the feedbacks where you get the you get some of the best truth. Some people might be giving you feedback that's not accurate, but that's okay. Get it from somebody else. If you're getting some negative feedback, check with other people and find out if it's really true, and if it's slightly true or not true at all. Um, it's all really good stuff. I want to now share a couple of things where we can help people find out more about my good friend Sean. So let me push this button, and I'm going to go here first.
Sure.
I'm going to make you smaller. Watch this. I have the power.
You have the
Oh, but you're
power.
still there. Darn it, Sean. You're
Yeah.
everywhere. And now with this as an author, you'll be everywhere to anybody who is pulled in to want to find out about your leadership based on faith book that you did. I didn't ask the question, so I'm going to ask it right now. What guy? I know you talked about it in the Megaminds lots that you're going to write a book, and what made you want to write the book? Like really, like 20 seconds.
In 20 seconds, what made me want to write the book was when I had left my employer of over 20 years and went to work shortly later at another organization. I thought that I was God's gift to business and that I needed to write a book to educate everyone as to how to conduct business. Thankfully, that book never got written, but it was the foundation. Those thoughts were the foundation. The chapters were the foundation of what I did write, which was Proverbs for Leadership. What you have up there now, yes, is my personal website, Litvak Leadership, where you can find out more about what I believe, where you can click on the menu bar to read about my book, Proverbs for Leadership, and you can scroll to the bottom of any of the pages and sign up for my weekly newsletter for lessons from my book, Proverbs for Leadership, and for encouraging emails and texts. I'm not going to sell your name. I'm not going to sell your phone number. I am just wanting to be able to stay in touch with people. And there's the cover of the book with my golden retriever, Solomon. And my wife took the picture. It's amazing what we can do today with the technology ourselves.
So I have another URL here I'm going to put up. Is that any good?
Yeah, so proverbsforleadership.com, what that is for is people can go straight to the page to become part of the Proverbs for Leadership community by signing up for my weekly newsletter. I'd encourage everyone to do that. The list has been growing very quickly, actually, since the book came out on Tuesday. And I would just encourage you to sign up for the Proverbs for Leadership community. And I'm going to plug my book real quick here, Phil, if that's okay.
Yeah, real quick.
So go to Amazon and type in Proverbs for Leadership in the search bar, whether it's in Canada or whether it's in the US or wherever. And you can get the Kindle version of Proverbs for Leadership for the book launch price of only 99 cents. And even if you don't have a Kindle, you can download the Kindle app to your phone and be able to read the book on your phone, increasing the font as large as you like. I will tell you that after this weekend, sometime on Monday, the price of the Kindle version is going to increase. This was a book launch price only of 99 cents. and it will be increasing on Monday. So go out and get your less than $1 American US copy now.
Cool. One nugget real quick
Mhm.
that you would offer up to the audience, knowing that they could watch us 5 years from today.
Mhm.
What would that be? One nugget.
One nugget. You need to understand yourself and improve. Quite frankly, all leadership,
Mic drop.
and if you don't understand yourself and improve, then you're just going to stay in the same place you are in. And part two of that nugget is you need to help others achieve their dreams.
Awesome. I'm right on point with you on that. That's why I do what I do. Hey, Sean, thanks for being here. I'll talk to you here shortly. Some nuggets there. And again, people now know there's a new author in our midst and a new book. So if it speaks to you, you know where to go get it. And I encourage you to do that. He's a pretty good guy, even though he drinks bourbon.
That's Brian.
Okay, sorry, wrong guy.
That's Bourbon Brian. And Coach Phil, thank you very much for having me on the Business Renovator today. I really appreciate your support. I appreciate your endorsement of my book. And really, I just appreciate the leadership and coaching and wisdom that you provide me, Megamind, and the world at large.
Appreciate that, man. Have a great one. So there you go. New author. We've broken the ice, and he's on a mission to get people to lean into some of the things that have been useful for him. So here you've heard it on the Business Renovator. Why I'm looking over here, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, is I want to find this little gem here because you truly are wonderful. So the you and wonderful is you. Without you, there's no wonderful. It's just a useless word. So continue being your unique, wonderful self. And if you would like to have a copy of the business growth assessment, just go to coachphil.ca, click on the link in the top, the button, and you'll have access to it. Answer the questions. You'll get some feedback, might validate that you're on the right path, might say, hey, there's this area for improvement. And if you want to go deeper with it, reach out to phil@coachphil.ca. Happy to have a complimentary coaching session, no strings attached, no credit card required. Until next time, have a wonderful, wonderful day, and we'll see you with another new guest on the next episode of the Business Renovator.
I get shit done, I have fun, it's my time and I'm the one. I'm breaking